Today is Monday, July 18, 2022, and today is the very first time I'm sitting down to do a channeled session exclusively for our Patreon community, and I am nervous, which, when I try to figure out what am I supposed to understand about how nervous I feel, what I think the point is that I'm supposed to take away from this moment, from this experience that I'll share with you because you're on this journey with me, is that sometimes we can be very thorough in trying to discern what the guardian angels want us to do, what our destiny is, even in just the small scale, what the next step is for our life. We can be very meticulous, we can be careful, we can be thorough, we can be thoughtful, and even if it's exactly the right thing to do, exactly the moment we're supposed to sit down and do the thing we're supposed to do, it can still feel scary. And I think sometimes, at least for me, I have this misconception that if I'm doing what the big guys upstairs want me to do, it should just feel joyful. It should just feel inspiring. It should just feel, if not easy, then at least frictionless. And I think that I get so caught up in that expectation that when I get into the right place at the right time with the right series of questions and the exact right group of people who are going to be sharing in it, I can still feel nervous. And so it's probably the same for all of us. Just because we feel afraid of something doesn't mean it's not the right thing for us to do. And probably what the trick is, it's interesting, so I'm trying to translate what they're saying. What the trick is when we feel that feeling of nervousness, to try to feel what it would feel like to walk away, to get up off the couch, turn off the camera, and go about the day. And that's just a metaphor. Obviously, the things that you're going to be supposed to be doing are different because we have different soul plans. But if you start to feel that sinking feeling in your stomach, even though you're nervous, even though the feeling of doing that thing you're supposed to do makes you feel like you're about to die, if the feeling of walking away from it makes you feel like you'll never be able to be happy again, it's probably still what you're supposed to do. A teacher of mine used to say, and I'm going to paraphrase it, and I'm probably going to mangle it, something like, if it feels like moving forward is impossible and moving backward is a miserable, slow death, congratulations, you have reached the powerful point of choice, where a decision makes all the difference, and now make the powerful choice and move forward. Which is a really good quote, and it's also true. So that's a great little test. When I sat down here and I thought, okay, I'm going to try and find guardian angels upstairs who are responsible for this little community, because there's someone upstairs who's responsible for whatever this little group is that has started to form just even through this Patreon channel, as young as it is, as brief as our time together has been. There's someone upstairs responsible for us as a group. And so as I start to try and find those guardian angels, to start to try and get clarity about what it is we're supposed to be doing here, I feel more and more invested and feels more and more like this is the thing that we're supposed to try to do on this couch today. So, all that being said, hi, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. We have some good questions today. We really only have one question we're going to do today. We're going to try to keep it a little bit shorter than we've been keeping it lately. And it is from the very first member of our Patreon community, whose name is Tori. And Tori asked a really good question. Tori asked, how can we humans protect ourselves from lower vibration out-of-body presences? Which is a good question. First, we want to acknowledge that humanity is not homogeneous. And I think what the guardian angels are saying is that Not all humans have similar societal experiences. Not all humans have similar cultural experiences. Not all humans have similar familial experiences or genetic experiences. And so it's not going to be possible for us to get an answer that is applicable to all humans. But one of the great things about having a reasonably small community like we have in the Patreon, and having some group of guardian angels who's at least committed enough to sending down answers that we might be able to get answers from them. We might be able to get answers that are reasonably applicable to the group that's likely to see this video, to the group that's likely to engage with this work. So let's take a moment to really get the energy alignment better than it is right now. That is one of the dangers of allowing ourselves to be nervous, to feel that nervous feeling, is that the energy body will get tight, it will shrink, it will scrunch up. And so what we're going to do right now is just start to lengthen this energy body. There we go. And it's something we can do on behalf of this whole group of us, this whole community of this Patreon. So to a certain extent, all of us can reach up to the guardian angels. There we go. Whenever the moment is that each one of us comes into this video, each one of us participates in this work, that we can each participate in it, not only as individuals, but as the group of us that have jumped into this journey together. There we go, feeling those energy bodies starting to lengthen, starting to open up at the top, finding those guardian angels way up there, those much, much higher vibration presences who are responsible for us, for this community of this Patreon. And let's ask them, how can we humans protect ourselves from lower vibration out-of-body presences? How can we do that? And these guardian angels are first starting to talk about one of the most basic concepts that Buddhism presents, which is the concept of protecting the sense gates. And in the most general term, what protecting the sense gates is just paying attention to what you absorb from the world around you, what media, what social environments you put yourself in, what home environment you put yourself in, those kinds of external forces, and then starting to make conscious choices about how you engage with them. Now, what the guardian angels are talking about is how there are different levels of control that we have over those experiences. For example, some people aren't in a financial situation where you can live by yourself in a nice, quiet area, and you find yourself living maybe with relatives, maybe with roommates, and you aren't able to create a kind of space away from the world in the way that you would like. And it's not financially feasible to say, okay, now just go live by yourself, and that's the way to protect yourself from exterior forces that disrupt your energy body. And so let's ask the guardian angels, what are those people supposed to do, and how can we translate in such a way that it is achievable? And this is a win-win-win for everybody, because these guardian angels want us to be safer. They don't want us to be hijacked by gross, I guess we're going to call them spirits. That's an easy word, yeah. And we also don't want that. We're all on the same team. So asking them if they're willing to send down instructions that meet where we are. Okay, what they're saying is, if you have a bedroom that is just yours, make that room as non-assaultive as possible. And what that means is really try to limit the clutter in the space. Try to keep the space clean, and really do try to keep it clean. And this is not just, this is not woo-woo. This is good old-fashioned spiritual teaching about the cleaner the room, the cleaner the soul, and it really does work. So really, let's try to keep our space clean. Let's try to keep our space to high vibration imagery, to high vibration materials. And if you say, well, but I I, for example, like really dark art, or I like gory imagery, or I like horror movies.